Okay, that's better. Now, what I'm going to do, because this scope, like the majority of scopes, when you dial your impact, not your crosshair. So I'm going to dial impact up 0.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it should be a little higher. Okay, that's good. On my scope, I'm reading 0.5. That's nice. Now, I'm going to dial 1 full mil. After that, we'll see where we're going. So, we're going to be at 15 or 1.5 mil. Okay. So now, holding black dot is the same as before. I think I actually might have dialed 16, but I'll check on the camera. Okay, now I'm going to dial. I'm going to dial 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 full mil. It's almost 1 revolution of the turret. Holding black dot. Okay, let's see where it actually hit. So I'm off crosshair. If I just move my scope to measure, should be something like 5.5 in total. So I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry, I wasn't 0. Yeah, so it should be 6 mil. Yeah, I'm getting 6 mil. Nice. So what I'm going to do now is just some variety. I'm going to dial impact left 10 clicks or 1 mil. Let's actually go left. Okay, that's 10 clicks. Holding same hold. Very good. Okay, I dial 10. I hit exactly 10. Very good. Now I'm going to dial it all back off and back to 0. So I'm going to come right 10 mil, or sorry, 10 clicks, 1 mil. Okay, back there. Now I'm going to drop down the entire, I think it's 6 mil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to come back down 6 mil. So 60 clicks. Alright. Hopefully this should be 0 again. And what I'm going to do to test it, I'm not going to shoot the black dot because there's too many holes there right now. I'm going to shoot at the first impact, which was the end of the tape on the left hand side bottom. 223. Oh, you did over dial, sorry. I should hit that button now. Yep, that looks good. Even accounting for my error, which I know I'm definitely a big error. Okay. So all in all, you can see that this scope tracks quite nicely. Of course, there's a little bit of wind today, left to right, but it's not that bad. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back to the workbench, and we will take a look at some of the features, how it's held up, because this scope is a year and a half old now and been on many calibers, including a 300 Win Mag, and it still hasn't shaken it. So okay, we'll see you back at the bench. Welcome back. Today I'm going to take a look at a video that a lot of you guys asked me to look at. That is how's my Falcon optic scopes going and would I have changed anything on them. It's more or less almost 2 years and a year and a half for the other scope down the road. So here I have my 5.5 225 by 56, and I have my 4-14 by 44. Now this one has been with me the longest. This one has been on a 223, then a 300 Win Mag for pretty much a year, and has been on this gun for the last 3 months since I got it. This one has been on a 223, and I think it was mostly on the 2.2 long rifle, the Ruger 1022. Initially they're the exact same scopes except for how high they zoom and the objective bell, but it was kind of I still stand by my initial reaction saying they're a great scope for the money. Now I haven't been kind to these scopes, and I generally am kind to any of my gear. I try not to buy cheap so that I can't break it as easy, and these have been banged and dropped. I've dropped this one, not this rifle, but the other one landed on a couple of rocks, and it's been dropped on concrete. It's been dropped off the table onto the concrete floor a few times. This one is always just thrown in the back of my car, and I'm pretty sure every time it comes out of the safe it gets a knock. And in through all that, they've held up really well. I can honestly say that this one has never lost zero, the little 4-14. The bigger one, I don't think it's lost zero due to recoil. I did lose zero once, but I gave an awful belt off the... I had it slung on my back, and I was turning around to lock the door, and I hit the... I smashed it against the door frame. And it did lose zero, but I didn't have my turret zeroed, so I don't know that I dial a turret by accident or not, but that was the only time I did lose zero on it. But it could have been my fault. Now, having them a while, the things I'd like to change, or the things that I noticed that aren't failing, but the turrets themselves, they when you get them, like I said in the video before, they have a little washer underneath which absorbs some of the impact if they get hit quite hard on the turret, so it doesn't transfer it all into the tube. The little washer makes it very hard to sit the turret flat to the body, and when you're dialing, if it's not flat, instead of going up and down like it should, it wobbles, and you can't get a proper reading because you could just be, you notice you're spinning it around and you might not be getting any rise, and then all of a sudden it'll rise like crazy just because it's not concentric to the top of the scope. But when you take out the washer, it kind of fixes that problem, especially on the windage. On the elevation, the top one drops down probably 1 millimeter, and it makes it kind of hard to see the bottom line for your little marks for when you're dialing. Now, it's not the end of the world if you can just about see it. You could easily fix that by just putting it in a little washer over the turret and raising it up. And I'll just take it off here. And when I take it off, I'll show you the other thing that I've noticed. Because this one has been on a lot of guns, it's been re-zeroed, I don't know, tens of times, a good few times. And the actual knurled, I guess the spindle or whatever you want to call it, that is sitting up there, because of the ways the three Allen keys dig into it, it's fairly well knurled up. And all my zeros are pretty close. So it's kind of hard to screw this in exactly on zero, just because it's worn down to a certain point. Now, I didn't over tighten them or anything, but it's the way it was. So maybe if they made this turret a little bit, spindle a little bit stronger, it would stop that from happening. But that's my only real problem with the turrets. The turrets, when I got them, I thought were big and I thought they annoyed me, but I honestly don't mind these big turrets now. They serve their purpose. I used to have other scopes with big turrets, including a Leopold Mark IV, and it was a mill crosshair and MOA turrets, and I used to constantly, if I was out hunting and I had the rifle in the car beside me in the passenger seat, it would constantly dial the turret for me, usually the elevation, because it would bump up against the tunnel going through the middle of the car. But that hasn't happened. I haven't misdialed, or I haven't accidentally dialed this turret once, so that's very good. Going down to the clarity, a couple of weeks ago I was out deer hunting, and this is what I generally use for deer hunting. Even though it's heavy, it's still a lot of fun. There was a guy there with a Zeiss, I think it was might have been a Conquest, I'm not 100% sure which one it was. A normal duplex reticle, and it had tactical turrets. Now, I don't know which version that was, but looking through the two of them, the picture-wise, they seemed about the same, and we were shooting out to 800, and it was no trouble hitting the little 30mm steel plate at 100. Or, sorry, at 800, but I did notice that over the years using different scopes, if you don't have a cheek rest that's adjustable, or you don't have it taped up and cushioned up the way you want it, it can be very hard to get a really quick eye fix behind it, because it's very as the light comes out, it's a very small area. It's hard to get into really quick unless you're used to it, or you have it like the cheek rest that you can't move your head anywhere. It'll just work or it won't work. And if you do decide to do any evening time or nighttime shooting with these first focal plane scopes, definitely put the extra 50 or 60 euro with it and get the IR version. It's so hard to see a crosshair at nighttime with a lamp if you're running on low magnification like a 10 or 12. It's very, very hard to pick it up. But, I mean, it's not a failure. It's just the model I chose, and I'm fine with it. When you get used to it, it's not too bad. They seem to be very easy to, if there's sun coming in, they're very, very easy to wash out compared to other scopes. Again, it's not a failing, but it's just one thing I noticed. But the scopes did only cost, they cost less than 400 euro. I mean, it's hard to say it's a failure less than that. Now, they are rugged, they are pretty tough. They do have a couple of failures, but because of the price, it's not really a failure. It's just something that you'd expect on something that doesn't cost €1,000 or doesn't cost €2,500 if you're looking for, I don't know, a PM2 or something like that, or a Akatar. But of course, that's comparing apples to oranges. They're nothing alike, except for they both have glass. Yeah, they're very solid. They're heavy. I mean, this size is absolutely perfect for rimfire, or even one of my buddies has this exact scope. I bought 3 at the same time. I kept one. My 2 buddies have other 2, and he has his on his 1022 with a 15 MOA rail, and he has a Howa 1500 in 223 with a flat rail. And every time he changes over, he has a set of American Defense quick release. He'll just unclip it, drop it on the other gun, dial the new elevation, and he's good to go. I mean, I know the 223 doesn't have a big kick, and the 22 has pretty much no kick, but it just keeps nice and square, and it does its job. But at the end of the day, I'm still glad I bought these. I will be upgrading this at some point because the quality of the glass doesn't help it past 800 meters. Now, if you don't want to go out past 800 meters, one of these are amazing. If you're just doing 300 meter, 500 meter target shooting, or even closer, even evening time with how much light travels through this, it's brilliant. If you are first time long range shooting, it's also brilliant. They do start to show the quality of the glass at about 800 meters. I mean, that's like 900 yards anyway. Or sorry, yeah, it's pretty close to 900 yards. I still suggest if you want your first scope for shooting, getting the hang of it, getting your windage and getting your elevation and getting a good distance estimates because of the mill turrets, it's brilliant. I've learned more with using this small guy for range and target estimation with let's say rabbits or whatever in the past year than I could have learned through any website or any book. Just getting your hands on one of these for your first little varmint gun is amazing. So yeah, in conclusion, you've seen the video that we ran, and it was kind of hard to tell because on the video, the target camera, it wasn't square, and the contraption I made to hold a piece of paper wasn't square either. So it mightn't have looked like it was stacking correctly, but in my crosshairs it was square to each other. I didn't have a scope cam to back it up with, but you can trust me when I say if you dial up and your crosshairs are square to your bore, your bullet's going to go in a straight line. It's not going to cant off to either side, and it does seem to have, even when you're dialing out, I dialed 6-7 mil and 1 mil left, dialed backwards again, and even though I over dialed by 0.3 mil, it was perfect. I just corrected it and I was straight on there. Yeah, I can't they're good, but if you're serious into long range and you'd like to spend a bit more money, there are better options, but there are not better options out there for the same amount of money. Get one of these and it'll keep you going for years until you've finally saved up enough money to get a PM2 or a Beast or something like that. But yeah, great little scope, and I'm glad I bought them because I learned so much with these over the past years, and I'm still going to be using these for years because I still haven't saved up for a PM2. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.